So we're back for more scrap mechanic. As you can see, I've still got my newest piece of my new vehicle idea. I've also done a lot of harvesting, a lot of trees, but I also was clearing room so I can get up there and get all the boulders out, the mineable boulders. I've also gone other places and mined more, so I'd have more metal for today. That's also stone. I'm gonna try to get the at least outer shell of the second segment done with this today, but because I want to have this as a separatable train car type mechanic, I need a way to mount from here to a piece behind it, and so far I've had problems with that. So I've been doing some looking, doing some research, looked at a bunch of different designs, different approaches people have used. I'm going to try to see if I can replicate that same style and make this work a little better. So this is basically the design I've seen in a few places, and it's kind of focusing around a multi-point setup for adjusting how things can wiggle. It uses two here, which I don't think you need the dual bearings, but the nice part is it adds a second mount point. You could really take the two bearings, like the extra one off, and just have a curved piece that comes out and mounts to this, and it would work fine, but it gives a nicer look than having this piece that curves out. You can also rotate it so it has a side to side here and focus more on the up and down here. But the idea is I've got this up and down here, a side to side here, another up and down here, so it gives a lot more flexibility in the fact that it's not just up and down and one left and right. That this can go up, but this can also go down at an angle, and it gives that extra adjustment that is supposed to help a bit. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to try to find out today. For now, the problem is getting this to stay lifted up for the moment, because it kind of does that when I take the lift away. So despite how much I've gotten in terms of metal 2 blocks, this is going to be very expensive if I do the whole thing in metal 2. I think I'm going to do the outer, the floor and the main outer shell in metal 2, and then I might switch to the wings that open up to being just like the corrugated metal, something like that. So it'll have a little variety to the outside appearance beyond the what this is, but it won't be like so expensive. I've got plenty of the corrugated metal. I don't want to use the rusted metal because I don't like the patchy look it has. I want this to look nicer. Okay, so yeah, for cost wise, I'm going to swap out, and I'm just going to do the extruded metal block, not corrugated, extruded, for the flooring, because, I mean, I don't expect this to get hit, hopefully, that much. I mean, I might do it like, you know, still metal right there for that, but this is 5 per, as opposed to being 10 or 15 per. 10 per, or 10 metal for the diamond plate, which I'm going to use some of that, and 15 for the metal block 2. So this is a lot cheaper, and I actually have been able to go and find this in places, so that will help as well. Actually, you know, I'm going to take, I got the diamond plate. Now, I'm going to take that out. I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can rebuild this. So now what I'm having to do is take this out. So I'm going to go back, and now it links together. So my idea now is not going to be doing the fold upwards like on that design. I want it to fold outwards instead. I'm going to have it where it folds this way out. And I think that's going to actually be a lot more helpful in the end, because I'll be able to have it open up and give me more of a top side open space that make things a little bit more comfortable, you know? So to make the turrets fit in here like I want, this actually has to be wider. It's, if I want them to basically touch, then that is the 6th block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the block, the lowest one, meaning that it has to be at least one more block wide on each side for them to basically snap into place against each other when these open and close, or when these are closed. And if I want it to be where they're not butting into each other, just in case there's a conflict, a physics problem, and it causes massive lag, I need this to go out 2 blocks on each side. So because I am swapping around blocks, I decided to go back to metal 2 for the framing on the end, where it's going to protect the one side will be cookbot, this will be fridges, and I'm actually going to go 1 here as kind of the liner for those sections that are going to fold outwards. Means these can come out. This is not going to stay here, but for now I'm going to use this right here for testing with this, just so I can make sure I'm getting things programmed right. And then what I'll do is I'll end up moving it. The controller's probably going to go on the outside here, but once everything is linked up, and the idea being it's going to stay linked unless I have to separate because of emergency purposes, it'll actually get linked to the control of the seat, so I'll be able to, when I stop, hit a button and open the wings up, be ready to go. I'm actually going to have to not put the bearings there, but put them on the level below this, so it's actually going to flip not there because it's pressing against that block, so it's gonna have to go here, or not here, here. Hopefully this is gonna fit. It's probably gonna end up doing the same thing where it's gonna grind up against that block too and be a problem. Okay, again, another moment where I'm suddenly like, oh duh, I know why it's not working. It's on the lift. That's the problem. The whole problem. I wish they would change that. It's just so irritating when you're trying to test something, and guess what? Because it's on the lift, mechanics don't work. So now we have it where it's going to flip out and be flat across. That's moving in the right direction. Press the button. Folds out beautifully. So my idea is that this will fold out, and basically I'm going to have it flip open from the top as well and create a platform. So it's kind of like I'm expanding the size of my work area. I'm not going to have stuff necessarily on the whole thing, but if it folds out, then I have this extra area to walk around once it's filled in, of course, with the extruded metal blocks. And I just realized a fault in my idea is this is going to be 1 block shorter in width on each side in order to fit in the same way. I won't have a way to have this flip out and then that flip out the exact same width because I need to mount to these. Okay, well, yeah, that kind of throws things off a little bit. There we go. So this will really depend on how tall I make the wheel height on this. But the idea was that will fold out to flat, and then that will fold out again after that, basically becoming a support post against the ground. So I have a spot to basically walk, and if I can make it work, I might throw it where inside it's got like this type of setup that kind of sticks down, and it becomes stairs that lets me walk up. Once it's deployed outside, it creates a stair set that then when it flips up, it's all tucked inside, you know, nice and compact looking. But when I hit that magic switch and everything opens up, it's going to look so much bigger and more capable. So as of late, I've actually been ignoring the extruded metal blocks just because I haven't really been using them for anything. So I haven't been trying to gather them when I've encountered them. And to that end, I'm running a little low on that, plus trying to make the metal 2 blocks like I was, and how many extra I have now. I've burned through a lot of my metal blocks, my metal 1 blocks. And I either go and mine a bunch more, which I've already done plenty of that, or I could go try to find some extruded metal blocks just out on some of these structures and just bring them back. That seems a little bit easier to me right now. Oh, that was easy. So my memory was extruded metal blocks, but I think it was more of actually the shack walls, the little it looks like it's almost extruded metal, but it's not really. I do like the dual firing cannons, at least. That does make it nice. I can just take out a bot without having to get outside. I finally remembered the guard shack at the entrance to the warehouses. That's where I was getting the blocks from. They were part of the structure, the little guard shack with the, you know, the pieces, the railings that lift up to let vehicles through. That's what it was. That's where I was finding them. And I've already cleared this guard shack. And one of the spots I cleared out for the rusted metal blocks. Boop. No, there's another one still I'm not finding. And I took out most of that guard shack. Not all of it. I left the rusted metal blocks. Ooh, diamond plate. I did leave that. And I'll take some of these because I don't have enough of these. Oh, I knew I heard them. And it's just, oh, right there around the corner. So quick little side note, I actually had to stop and verify there's been no update since my last video for this, because normally when I fire off my water cannons, between 1 and 3 of these will not get watered. But 5 times so far since starting this video, and every single time it has hit every single plot without fail. And that is absolutely unheard of for me. That has never happened. At best, I might get all of them one time out of every 5. And now I've gotten 5 in a row with no problems. So I was thinking there had to be a small update that applied, but there's no mention of it anywhere on Steam and no mention of a recent update being downloaded. So it's another one of those things where something that works consistently up to a certain point where then it doesn't work consistently. And in this case, worked inconsistently until suddenly it decides to start working consistently. All right, so this is what I've got so far with what I was able to find and make for the extruded metal blocks. Also got another level 4 rotation editor controller. So we got that. Both of them pop down. So the top one controls the back set. So yeah, once this is completely filled in, I basically can walk out on each wing, and I'll have this little central part here that's kind of like a divider because I can't have it stretch all the way and make it work. I'm not even sure if I want it to be like, I almost feel like I want to put another section here that's independent just for each of the guns. So I have something about that size past this that is for each of the sentry guns. And then this is strictly for uncovering the stuff inside. But I know I've already looked at it, and it's 9 blocks in width for the refine or the craft bot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how wide it will be in here at the least. That might be off by 1 block. But yeah, the craft bot can even fit in here. So I'm thinking like, all right, if I put the craft bot here, where it's partly obscured by this part, it won't be a problem. It'll have an output here, and I can have some input stuff here. Craft bot or food cook bot will be over in one of these sides. Controls will be moved probably to the ceiling. But yeah, this is shaping up. It actually is looking a bit more like what I was envisioning. Just go ahead and try to get this. Oh yeah, look, I'm almost out again. But now I'd have that. And sudden stuttering. There's so many spots where stuttering just randomly happens. It's like just out of nowhere, just start stuttering when I'm placing a block down, or even just not even placing a block down. And there we go, like that. So if I flip it out again, bam, I got a spot I can walk up comfortably. I think I'm going to end up doing that on each side. And what will happen is I'll have basically the sentry bots on the edges that they fold out with it. So they'll mount inside and fold in. So it'd be like, all right, sentry bot there, it comes in here. Okay, yeah, make sure it's clear on this side. But once it's enclosed, it's like everything's just covered up. No need to worry about being able to walk around inside. So sentry bot will sit here, fold out with it, and then I'll have another switch that enables all of them to start shooting and tracking. Folds in, does not clip. And so that's actually, yeah, because it's one block too high, I'll end up having to label it in some way to say this is where it goes. But the idea would be is it will come in and they'll just basically sit flush together. And then, of course, outside or triggered from the driver's seat, turn that on. And then this is here, able to start rotating and looking for something. That's actually really tall as well. I'm going to shorten that. Yeah, right there. So if it's straight, I mean, technically, I probably could set it up where that same switch ends up triggering the rotation part of it so that it's not rotating when it comes up. It seems like it's already doing that sort of thing. I guess because it's got the blocks there, like, oh yeah, I'm detecting that. And then if I do that, it starts it locks itself back. I can't remember on this. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, so you got that patrolling, sitting a bit lower. Yeah, here comes a hay bot. And it starts shooting. Hopefully, that's kind of the idea. I'm going to have to really work with that to kind of make it a lot shorter so it's got the right height. But yeah, switch to flip it open and turn the lights on. Also went ahead and put another fridge over here. No, actually, I'm going to put the fridges over here because it does say food only on the outside. Really, I don't need fridges right now. I mean, I haven't seen anything that indicates decay. But for cosmetics and for the future proofing in case at some point they do update it where food starts to spoil, I'll already have everything taken care of in terms of that with this. And so now, only things left is I need to put some wheels on here so I can get it where it's actually at least somewhat movable. And for now, just for a quick test, not being totally serious, just trying to make sure this will actually work. And then I'm going to break this off again so I can do my continued production. Oh, what the? No. How is that even happening? How did that rotate sideways? I have never had that happen. This is not going to go well. I can already tell that. You know, I'm not even going to turn the power up. I just want to see how well it goes. And of course, I'm going to have to fix it so those stay. Well, no, yeah, if I don't have to turn them, then that would be fine. It's actually towing it okay. It's towing it better than I expected. Still ugly, but it is moving. Oh, and that hinge right there is working well. Yeah, I should be able to actually make this work without the wheels spinning at all. It'll just kind of drag them sideways, but it's working. All right, so imagining I just parked somewhere. I stop. I hit the little switch. I come walking up, and it's just like, bam, look at that. Up on this, and then hit one more switch. Those turn on, ready to fire when I'm inside, not out there where I can get shot. So, not completed, because I need to go get a lot more supplies to make more extruded metal blocks, but it is at least the basic framework, the basic function of it, and I need to go to the trader and trade for a bunch of the mountable spud guns and some ammo containers. So, I'll be working on that for next time, but that's it for this video. So, if you've enjoyed it, hit that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the design idea that I'm going for, the whole approach on the mechanics. If you got any ideas as far as make it look not so ugly, then leave it in a comment below. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.